Alright guys, welcome back. Today we're going to be talking about animals and care requirements. We're going to be talking about my Uromastyx, my gecko, and an update on how she's doing, and something new. So let's get right in. Alright, so I'm going to start with my Euro. He has a new cage. That is him right there, and he's doing really well. I will pull him out so that we can talk about him. So this is my red and yellow Uromastyx Jeri, and as you know, this is Leo. And I've had him for a little while now, and he is still in the stages of getting over tail rot. You can kind of see right there, that was where he had some bad scales, and we had to pull them off because they were rotten. So when an animal gets any body part, especially reptiles, when they get any part of their body that's starting to rot, you want to take care of it immediately with betadine. So basically, the way you treat it is betadine, and it's 10 parts water, or no, 20 parts water to 10 parts of betadine. And all you do is you put it in, mix it together, and there you go. So this, his setup, he's got a lid and everything, and it is a 4x2x2, so it's 4 feet by 2 feet by 2 feet. And right now, this area right here is where he's going to bask. So he's got rocks and everything for a high spot, which is right there, which is going to be his area that he hangs out a lot. So as you know, Uromastyx, generally speaking, will not really hide all day, but they are diurnal species, which basically means that they do not hide at all during the day. They basically are active during the day. They'll bask, they will move around, and they will eat. So during the day, they will eat, and then once they get their bellies full, they will go bask out in the hot sun, which is usually around 120 to 130. So next up, I will get out Phoenix, and then we will talk about the very new addition that we got here, which I think you guys like. There's two new things, or well, they're 3 different species, but they are 2 altogether new things. Alright guys, so this is Phoenix. This is my African fat-tailed gecko, also known as Hemithiconyx caudicinctus. Now out in the wild, they will commonly burrow in they'll burrow in termite mounds. They'll basically be underground the entire time that they are out, and they will basically be out at nighttime. So these guys are nocturnal. Come out, look for anything: termites, ants. They're insectivores, so they'll eat locusts, they'll eat crickets. They've been known to eat worms, roaches. If it's an insect and it crawls or hops, they'll eat it. Unless it tries to eat them, then they can't eat it. And so that is her. Now I will show you. This is her cage. I have redone it a bit. Everything is where it's at right now, where it needs to be. So she's got one hide in the back there, another one. These are just bamboos. So there's 2 bamboo hides, a piece of bark. Yes, she does have a water bowl. It's right there. 2 log hides so that she can go in there. And this plant, which I really need to get new plants some point. When I can, I will. But these aren't doing too well. Besides this one's doing okay. That one's doing fairly okay. But I need to get better plants in here so that she can feel like she's out in the wild. As you guys know, I was talking about how I have something new. Now they are 3 different species. I don't know what the 3rd different one is. I will look that up, then I will post it in the comments so that you know what it is, where it comes from, which is around here in the lovely Indiana. And then the other one of them is Armadillidium vulgar, and they conglovate, which means roll up into a ball. The other one is Porcelia scaber, and I have one for 2 different localities. The first Porcelia scaber I got from the pet store. The other ones I got out from the wild. I did not just put them in directly with them. They were quarantined so that they could change the substrate constantly so that all the bad stuff gets out of their exoskeleton. So after about 2 or 3 molts, they are finally ready. Now, with no further ado, I present to you the newest addition to the fam. So this is deep in the soil. I wish I could pull him out, but I will post sometime later on his status. I have a soil centipede in here, and then I have, you can see one right there on the bark. That is an Armadillidium vulgar, and then the Porcelias should be around here somewhere. But this is my isopod culture. I don't know whether or not I will be breeding them. I don't know whether or not I'll be breeding them, but basically these guys are native to Indiana. Some of them actually aren't, and they have been known to be invasive, but I will lift this up carefully. There doesn't seem to be any on here besides that one teeny tiny guy. And what looks to be oh, there's one. Okay, so there's 2, 3, 4. There are a lot of little itty bitty baby ones. I don't know if those are actually isopods though. They could be mites, they could be springtails. I don't know for sure. But here's some more. So that is an Armadillidium, that is another one. And if you look really closely in that back, there is a white one. See if I can root around in the soil here or any. Like I said, I don't want to destroy this too much, because that will disrupt all the nutrient systems that they got going on, and it won't go as good. There's another one. That one's got a little more white to it. There doesn't seem to be any in there. Let's cover that back up. But for the most part, they are probably buried until it'll be nighttime for them, and they will come out. So this is the isopod enclosure for now. I may get some more sometime soon so that I can breed, but I don't know for sure. And here's a better view of the culture. When I say culture, basically I mean that a culture, since isopods are detritivores, which basically means that they get all the nutrients they need from the soil. Isopods live in the ground, so they're subterranean, burrowing creatures. Very interesting. They're very, I wouldn't say easy to take care of, because if you don't get the soil parameters right, they will either desiccate, which means dry out, or desiccate, they will die. If you don't get the soil right, they could lack nutrients in their exoskeleton and lack nutrients in their body, and they will die. But I have found what I have now, which is a mixture of calcium dust, all natural kind of coconut fiber with eco earth mixture with activated carbon. You can get activated carbon from the pet store. They need the carbon to draw into their exoskeleton, basically to harden up their shell, and they need moisture as well. So if you're in an area like me that is, so basically when it rains, as soon as the rain comes down, they come out. They're attracted to moisture, so when wood gets wet, damp, they will eat at it, which is why occasionally you'll need to spray it down if you don't have a light on it. Be careful with that, because you can create mold, which could kill them unless they are a species that eats the mold, which I don't think they do, but they could and they could not. So always be careful with mold. Mold is a big killer of reptiles, birds, any small animal, insect, anything that's small and it's in its cage. Get rid of it as soon as possible, because it will kill. You who know that I have this cage, this is for crickets. For crickets only. I was going to get anoles, but I figured out that they don't live that long, and the perish rate on them is very high. They don't live for more than 5 years, and if they do, they won't. Hope you guys have a great day, and I will see you soon.